I would really say we got the proper knock last year. And yes, I want to put things right. We feel really responsible for what's happening here. And we will do absolutely everything to have a season in the best possible understanding we will never forget. That's the plan. Hi. Pre-season. And we don't only train, we play a lot of games. Exactly 5. If you want, you can watch them on LFC TV Go. I will do. See you there.
Well, Bosz, thanks for taking some time out and spending it with us in this unbelievable setting. I have to tell people at home that this isn't a green screen, this is real, this golf course. And this is home for you. This is where it all started.
Yeah, somehow. So it's like 60 kilometers from here, but it looks exactly the same. That's the Black Forest. So pretty much it's a wonderful area, great region, really beautiful. Fantastic childhood, boring youth. And then I left. So no, it's cool to be back, to be honest. And nice people here as well. Good food, green grass, and great pitches, which is not everywhere in a region like this, but here it is. So it's good. It's good to be here.
What was childhood like? Was it just outdoors all the time? Bikes, footballs, running about the place?
Childhood, yeah, 50 years ago. Yeah. I would say it was easier, much nicer. So growing up in the countryside is anyway I would really recommend, to be honest, because you could go outside all the time and the weather was okay. I was like the child, when the weather was not good enough, I stayed at home and was immediately completely happy alone in my room and reading. I loved reading. I loved traveling with my mind, I don't know, being everywhere I want to be, just by reading some nice, interesting, adventurous stories, whatever. But when the weather was good enough, I was immediately outside. So I grew up in a village with 1,200 people living there. 5, 6 boys. We were together all the time. We were the big part of the football team. We were the skiing team, the tennis team, the table tennis team. Pretty much everything. So we were quite busy. And we had no training, we were in the forest. Which was absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, coming here brings up some memories, that's true.
Privileged childhood to be outside. I was looking behind us there and I was thinking, I know you're a big fan of the Rocky films. It'd be a good training montage, wouldn't it? You could see a Rocky film being filmed in the Black Forest. There's ever a...
Depends to which one. I think the first one, was it Philadelphia or where was it?
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Philadelphia. Actually, I didn't want to imagine it being in the Black Forest. I liked it there, to be honest. And then the last one, my favorite one, was in Alaska, right? Siberia, when he trained for the fight against Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
In the snow. So yeah, that could have happened. When I was young, we had proper snow here, like 4 seasons properly, proper spring, proper summer, proper autumn, and the winter was, wow, snow really high, overnight. And then staying, because temperature staying for 4, 5, 6 weeks. No, that was all cool. Yeah, you could have had a lot of great movies here. Robin Hood.
Yeah,
would have been a good one. There's enough forest here to hide. Yeah.
You talk a lot about movies, don't you? And you talked about books there, like learnings that you take as a young person from books. Do you use things like movies, films in what you do every day when you're trying to inspire?
Yeah, I mean more documentaries. To be honest, I think it's really inspiring when you watch documentaries. Only recently, because I spoke to him on the phone and then had to watch it back. Dirk Nowitzki, again, which is a fantastic documentary, best German basketball player ever, maybe the best from Dallas. I think they said the GOAT from Dallas. So, fantastic story. So that inspires me a lot. Yes, when I was younger, less realistic.
Yeah.
Let me say it like this: it was more dreaming. Kids who were already detectives, these kind of things. So I love that. The imagination that I could be a detective as well was not bad. No, I think yes, movies can inspire you a lot, and Rocky was for sure one of them, definitely.
Coming back to this part of the world.
Thank you.
Yeah. Coming back to this part of the world where people are so proud of you, and I imagine you've had everybody get in touch with you over the past couple of weeks to see if you've got 10 minutes to spend with them, having a coffee, catching up on old times. But this is such an important part of your year, isn't it? This 10 days, you might even argue, is the most important as we look forward to a new season.
Yeah, we will have a few very important ones, but this one is super important. And yes, you are right. And during my holiday, I thought a few times it was a really bad idea to go to Germany, and especially to go in this region, because pretty much everybody wanted to get in touch with me, wanted to visit me here. And a lot of them I would have loved to see, but I just made an easy rule. No, absolutely nobody can come in. And that's okay now. Even my son wanted to come, and I said no. But I saw him on holiday, so that's fine. No, that's true. Proud, I'm not sure. I left the region 36 years ago. Wow. Pretty much directly after A-levels. Yes, I have a lot of contact, a lot of friends here still. We are only this morning, because after this, my old school asked me to do a video message. And then I just thought about, do I know the names of the teachers still? And we have a chat group with old classmates of mine. So, and I knew 4 or 5 teachers. And I just asked them, okay, come on, help me out. Do you know any more? And it was really, so now I have the full list of our teachers over that time. And so I'm still in contact with a lot of people from here. But how it is when you get older, I mean, we all live in all parts of the world. We have a good friend live in America, was with us in school, and I'm living in England, and they are all now spread over Germany or Europe even. Yeah, but because it was a wonderful time, and we liked each other, we stayed in touch somehow. They meet more often, and I'm never with them, but thankfully they put me in the chat group at least.
Yeah. Of all of those people that you went to school with done well, you talked about how close you were to them when you were young people and how you'd spend so much time together. Have they all gone on to different professions and done really well as well?
Yeah. Actually, nobody struggled. And we all thought a lot of us could really struggle in the time. And actually, we got a little bit, the feeling, we got a little bit from from different people through our school education. We were not favorite of all teachers. We didn't make life easy for them as well. Normal kids, I would say. Not too bad, but sometimes, for sure, a bit naughty. And no, I can't say. My close friends, the people I know about, they all did pretty well. I'm pretty sure I would say the same, yeah.
Take us inside this training camp then, Jürgen, in terms of its importance, of how you build an atmosphere to integrate new people into it all, and how you build those blocks for a brand new season. How much science goes into it? How much planning goes into it?
It doesn't start with science, but science is always a part of it. That's clear. So because we need, meanwhile, we all became numbers people because we get all these numbers, so we need to understand them, we need to use them. That's what we obviously do. But it starts with an idea. How everything starts with an idea, and the idea how we want to play, and the idea how we want to respond, and the idea how we want to strike back, and an idea how we want to do better. And we pretty much the headline for this preseason, I told the boys we have to do better, and better starts always with more. So we do more again, and that's what we do here. So, and I like it a lot. I like the intensity in training. You could see immediately from the first day, the boys mean business. They really were looking forward to this. As short as the holiday was for some, and for sure long enough for a lot, or for some others, they were really, when they arrived here, you could see the fire in the eyes, and I loved that a lot. With all the sessions we had so far, I couldn't. What is that? If you put the fire out, how is that? How do you say about that with the water?
Extinguish it.
Extinguish.
Yeah.
Extinguish. Okay, I couldn't extinguish it with all the things we did. So it's still there. That's good.
You can feel it though. You can feel that energy. Even we're privileged enough to watch the sessions. Even the coaches are playing keepy up with each other before. It's everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing. The players come and they radiate that energy. It all passes on to each other.
That's true. So with one exception, right, because since Tafa is in, the coaches do the goalie coaches at least, and sometimes the other coaches as well, do the keepy-ups anyway all the time. In our worst times last season, Tafa still is doing the keepy-ups, and he's always in a good mood. It's helpful. But that has absolutely nothing to do with the kind of a fresh start. He's just the child in him is still very alive. Yes, but all the rest is true. And we have now, obviously, Jörg Schmatke is here, and he saw a lot of football over the years, and he's really impressed. He's really impressed by the quality and intensity of training sessions. For us, who are always around, I can see differences. I can see when it's really bad. I can see when it's really good. But I expect a lot. So it's not that I leave a training session when it was really intense and I think, oh my God, it was so intense. So it's just that's what I want to see, and that's what I most of the time get. But him, who is not in that long for that long now, he's really. It's nice to have this outside view now. As, oh my God, that's real quality, and the young kids are really good, and yes, they are. And it was from the first day like this because we started with four senior players, and the rest were kids in the beginning, and they did really well. You can see they grew in a year as well massively. Bobby Clark looks nearly like a man now. He's 18. Ben Doak, still 17, but it's just a joy to watch with all the little struggles he has and losing the ball here and there, but the bravery and the speed and the power and all this kind of thing. It's so cool to see. Connor Bradley obviously grew a lot in the last year, and so Mel Frauendorf is just a wonderful kid to have him around. And now a few new boys are here with us as well. Were injured last year, but now they're here as well. So it's really, I like that part of the preseason. I like as well very much.
And you can hear that energy where the new players are concerned as well, with Alexis and Dom joining. Those senior players, you can hear how impressed they are with how quickly seemingly they've settled in and how they're already contributing to the sessions in such an intense way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Look, the best thing what you can do as a new player, you just don't talk a lot and you let your legs or whatever speak if you want. And that's what I obviously both do. And completely different players, but really nice to have. Dom's physique is just impressive. We saw him on television and we played him, but he probably grew in the last 2 years as well. Really a real athlete. Quick, technically really good, good overview, between the lines good. And then you have Alexis, who calms pretty much everything down in the best possible football way. Has a super eye for situations. I think all offensive players are like, oh my God, are licking their fingers for a pass of him. Yeah, no, it's good. We are happy. Yeah? We are happy with the two boys, absolutely. So and teammates. That's the best thing about this group. However, the group changed over the years. It stayed a super open group. It's I never had an easier team to come in than these boys, and you can see that helps the new players, obviously.
From the first day back to the final warm-up game, the only place to watch all of our games live this preseason. Never miss a moment with LFC TV Go.
You look so happy as well. There's so much distractions around a modern day manager, I imagine, press conferences, game to game, but you're in your natural habitat now. You're in there in the midst of the sessions and communicating with the players directly.
Yeah. Although that's obviously my favorite part of the job. Yeah, you're right. It's so many things to do. We all know transfer window is open. So if my day would have in the moment 28 hours, it would not be a problem. I could fill it easily. But yeah, that's normal. But training camp is really, with all the things you have to do left and right, my main focus and my main energy has to go into the training sessions. And that's what I do. And then I have time left and right of the sessions, and then I can try to help and sort other stuff. And that's what we are doing. So still around about 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks until the first game of the season. A few things have to happen until then, definitely, transfer market-wise as well. So that's clear now. And yeah, it will happen. And then, we will have a good team.
You have to strike the balance on a trip like this as well. Do you need to give the players a day off where they can just be together as a group of lads and get to know each other away from the pitch?
Not so much because of that. We do that, but it's not so much because of that, because we have 2 new players and we have a couple of young boys are now in, but the boys know each other and they have between the sessions enough time to communicate and all this stuff. No, it's for give them a rest. So we had obviously yesterday 3 sessions. We had this morning the early session again with intense runs, and then the second session not long after. And I'm really happy with what we could put in so far, and the most important stuff. So there are tactical things you have to do in training. We do that, but the first week, 10 days, they have to be about endurance, about these kind of things. It's yes, we mix it up with tactical stuff, but they have to do it in a high tempo, a lot of times, for a long time, these kind of things. And because we create a basis for the whole season that will never change, and I cannot change that. I cannot tell the boys, so by the way, just because we want to be better, we will be better. No, we have to work a lot for it, and that's exactly why we're here.
That was probably the next question, really, because you want this team to become the most uncomfortable team to play in Europe again. How do we get to that next stage with this team?
I want us to be a lot. That's one I really love to be that team where everybody thinks, oh God, Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I want us to be a possession team. I want us to be a high press team. Like specialists in possession, specialists in high press. Best in the world in counter press. Best in deep defending, best in midfield press, best in set pieces, offensively and defensively. And that's how I want to do this preseason. Whatever we do, we try to do it even after all the years we are together, or some obviously a lot changed in the last 5-6 years, obviously, with the team. Try to raise the bar again and again and again. And for that, you need to make changes. We obviously made now a lot of changes. That opens the door for other players. So in a moment, Curtis and Harvey are not here yet. They have obviously a massive success during the summer. Can't wait to have them back. And that's how it is. So of course we lost experienced players. That's clear. But it opens the door for others, and that's how it is. You cannot. Everybody's asking or wants a change or and a massive development or an overhaul or whatever we want to call it. But you keep all these guys, and the other guys stay always in a supporting role, and the role when he cannot play, then I'm there. So how do you want to do it? You do it exactly like that. Open the door, and I'm 100% sure we have the boys to run through it.
And you can sense that, can you, with individual players that maybe look back at certain situations last season. It's a clean sheet now. I'm starting again now in this almost Liverpool Mark II.
Yeah. That's what we need. All success started with that. I never saw a team playing incredible football, conceding goals like crazy, and be successful. That doesn't work out. But if you can create some stability, then you will. With the quality we have, then you have a good chance to win football games, and that's obviously what we have to do.
I've heard you speak a lot about be responsible the last couple of days to the players.
Oh, you listen.
Sometimes you listen. Being responsible with the ball, without the ball. I think one of the big things that you achieved at Liverpool is you brought us all together as fans as well. What is the responsibility now for us as a fan base next season, do you think, for the supporters now with this team?
That doesn't change, but I know how it is. So we obviously had a very average season. So a lot of problems. I like the way how we sorted it in the end. Yes, I would have loved to qualify for Champions League. It was possible. Let me say a point here and there, and we would have been closer. That how can we not win against Arsenal, the home game? Yes, we were 2-0 down, but then we should have won this game. For example, you don't have to play better. Just put the ball in the back of the net. In Ibu, for example, with the chest, the younger ones, the elder ones will remember it. So. And we all know that these 2 points what I have meant with other games where I missed a penalty, stuff like this. So you don't have to play better. So we were there to really cause them even more problems, the teams in front of us. But now it's fine. It's European League, and we know that we have to do better. And so that's now exactly what we are going for. Huh? So we will show exactly that, and the responsibility we have. Well, I want the boys. In football terms, it's a little bit like that. One has the ball, and okay, I'm not sure Ali wants the ball as well, but or Queef, or I was playing, but all the other 9 want the ball. So if you cannot get the ball, you still have a job to do. Means I open a gap by running. I offer something in behind and open space in between the lines. So many things I'll do without getting the ball, and that is. You do that when you really feel responsible for the situation. That's what I want. Exactly. Defensively, it's exactly the same. We were always famous for real pressing, stuff like that. What is pressing? Pressing is not one player bring him on the ball side and find a challenge. Pressing is bring one player there, bring the second player, bring the third player there if necessary. No, if not necessary, just go there until we win the ball. We had too many situations where we were watching if the one guy in the challenge will win the ball, and the others were like, if we win it, I get it. And then we lost it, and then we were done. So, and this kind of stability, I know that sounds all pretty simple, but if it would be simple, everybody would have done it beforehand. It's something you have to create again. You have to be ready for again. And sometimes you have to get a proper knock to realize, that was the problem. And I would really say we got the proper knock last year. I got for sure, so I'm on fire. And we said before, the players understood as well. And so far, I like the response a lot.
You allude to it there. Sometimes that adversity comes success, doesn't it? You can't buy maturity sometimes of negative situations that you can turn into a positive a year after because you have that learning experience from it.
I think the easiest way to motivate yourself is to go against something. That's easy. If somebody tells you you are not good enough, and I say, I show you I'm good enough, so poof, here you go. That's you can probably ask each sports person that it's a bit like that. If somebody tells you, I don't think you can make it, I show you I can make it. So these kind of things, that's easy, but it's not. I'm not sure that helps over a full season. So there must be other things, but. It's too early now that we are together and we are not complete yet. 2 players anyway missing. Then Stefan and Thiago not training yet. New players have to come in, and then so it's not that I cannot tell these stories every day, stuff like this. There must be the right moment, and then we have to agree and sign a contract if you want without really signing it. But agree on something, and then we'll go for it 100%. Because we all know the other teams out there are pretty good as well, and some teams show their ambitions already pretty clear. But in other teams, a lot of change will happen. So it's about Premier League. All teams are really, really good. So how can you make the difference? By being a closer unit than others. And here we come to our supporters. When you ask, what can we do? A lot. 7.5 years ago, and I don't want to stretch that really, but I said we have to change from doubter to believer. So, and then it was a lot of time. I didn't know that time that this will kind of be a phrase of that period, because we all changed. I was not sure at that time, and maybe I was a doubter in the beginning, but I became a massive believer. But of course, the last years, nearly winning the quadruple, but not doing it actually. And then having the season we had, that can create some doubt. I know that. And then people want to change. And on one day they want to change the team on 12 positions. And the next day only 1. And then we change. And then it's the wrong player. No, not him. And stuff like this. So what I would like to ask for, trust us. We feel really responsible for what's happening here. And we will do absolutely everything to have a season in the best possible understanding we will never forget. That's the plan.
You've often said that they get the tone of voice perfectly, our supporters, don't they?
I can't wait. We have now 6,000 more, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait for that.
That's going to be something special for the players though, isn't it? To go from 53,000 to 61,000 almost overnight. The next time they play at Anfield, it's going to be a completely different atmosphere maybe. My imagination is not good enough to see. Honestly, some of the best moments of my life in the old stadium. So let's see what we can create. So it's like 6,500, 7,000 roundabout more. It would be cool if we could be the right people. Loud people.
Yeah, the loud people, like on fire, really enjoying it and think, oh my God, I was not here I was waiting for this ticket for 20 years now. I will shout the soul on the pitch or whatever. Yeah, that would be really cool. No, but it's obviously really exciting to have that, honestly. I really can't wait to see it. First time from close.
Just finally, football's unique, isn't it? That we, with every season that passes from birth to all the stages we're at now, we're so excited about a new season, a new set of opportunities. And we can sense your excitement as well, how much you're looking forward to it again and a whole new set of challenges.
I can't believe it sometimes myself. I really don't know. I know I do the job now for ages, and now, but it's my excitement so far didn't stop. Yeah. I'm really happy being here. I enjoyed the holiday. Honestly, I really did. But when I went into the plane to come back to Liverpool, it was not that I thought, it's over. No, I thought, oh my God, it starts again. That's really cool, and yeah, that's good. It's about the game. I would say if you love the game, you love the game. You want to see it, you want to watch it. You don't want to talk about it. That's for sure. It's with the people the same like it is with me. And yes, I want to put things right, and that gives me the extra edge as well. If I'm 100% honest. So the fever, the power, the excitement is bigger when last year was not great. So so that's still what we have, and I will make sure we will keep that for the full season. I will remind us from time to time about. By the way, boys, we agreed on doing more and more and more and more than anybody, and then I'm pretty sure we have a good chance to play a pretty good season.
Can't wait already.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, boss.
You're welcome. Thank you.